gentlemen. And Zach, thank you for taking us around with others. Honored to be here with Congresswoman Manning from North Carolina, and of course Jared Golden. I almost called you Jared Golden.
There is a Jared Golden.
Jared Moskowitz, who came to us from Florida this morning. I'm really grateful that you came today. It's very, very important. So thank you so much, and thank you to Columbia, Aziz and Pesach, everyone who observes, and good to be here in front of Hillel. I appreciate you taking the day. May 1st is National College Decision Day. Students and their families have a lot of factors to weigh here at Columbia: cost, academic programs, location. But for so many Jewish students and their parents across the country, including those lucky enough to be accepted to Columbia, add to that list whether they're a Jew and if they'll be safe or welcomed on campus. This month, the ADL released its annual report card grading anti-Semitism on our nation's college campuses. The Ivy League doesn't even carry a 2.0 GPA now. 6 universities, including Columbia, received a D, and Harvard flunked out. Jewish students on each of these campuses are reporting distress. What goes on and right now with Jewish students. And even though with those failing grades that I just reported, the protests here at Columbia are a new low, and something that I never thought I would see with my own eyes. And that's something that we just talked about together. We saw it firsthand as we walked past the encampments on the university's main lawn, full of protesters spewing incendiary, anti-Semitic hate and vitriol. Many aren't even Columbia students, I've been told. Their campaign of intimidation is sickening and shocking, and as the White House said yesterday, echoes the rhetoric of Hamas terrorists. According to reports, the mass protesters shouted, quote, "We are Hamas, we're all Hamas." A group of thugs screamed, quote, "Never forget the 7th of October. That will happen not one more time, not 1,000 times more, but 10,000 times more." These protesters are reveling in the brutal murder and torture of thousands of Jews, including Americans, the deadliest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. They're carrying water for the barbaric terrorists who have blood on their hands. And that's just the beginning. According to Chabad at Columbia, protesters have directly targeted and verbally harassed Jewish students. They've said things like, quote, "Go back to Europe. All you do is colonize. And stop killing." The anti-Semitism is acute and pervasive. So much so that Columbia's own rabbi here at Chabad recommended that Jewish students stay away from campus for their own safety. Well, we are all standing here today as 4 Jewish members of Congress to make one thing clear. Jewish students are welcome here at Columbia. And while the leadership of Columbia may be failing you, we will not. We will do everything in our power to keep you safe and do everything in Washington we can to make sure that you feel welcome at this university or any university across the United States of America. And Columbia University, if they don't follow through, will pay the price. Just last week, the president and senior administrators testified before the House, assuring lawmakers that they would stand against anti-Semitism, saying anti-Semitism is antithetical to Columbia's mission, goals, values, and teaching. It's got no place on our campus. Really? A week later, toothless condemnations from administrators aren't going to stop the anarchy we're seeing. The only way to do it is with deeds, not words. This campus. Let me be crystal clear, as Dan said. The First Amendment guarantees freedom of speech and assembly, but not the freedom to harass and intimidate students for being Jewish or for being any religion. No Jewish student should have to worry that wearing a kippah on campus will make him a target, nor a Muslim student with her hijab or a Christian student with a cross. Students should be challenged academically, but they shouldn't have to worry about whether they're safe to leave their dorm. The last thing that should be on a parent's mind is whether or not their child will be harassed. Colleges have a legal obligation under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act to provide students, including Jews and Muslims, a school environment free from discrimination and harassment based on race, color, or national origin. Yet, just feet from here, Jewish students are being verbally and even physically assaulted. Mass protesters are cheering on and actively calling for the genocide of Jews. Imagine trying to study for finals at Columbia, where literally right outside the library, people are calling for your death. To the administrators at Columbia and beyond, here are our demands. Stop the double talk and start acting now. Discipline harassers, restore civility on this campus, encourage peaceful, constructive dialogue. We live in the greatest country the world has ever known. When we work together across all lines, there's nothing that can stop us. That's the key, and I call for Columbia to step up to the challenge, stay united against hate. I know we can do it, and that our best days will always be ahead. Again, Aziz and Pesach, thank you, and God bless you. Now, Kathy Manning.